I'm Alex Awiti. I'm the Vice Provost and also the Interim Dean of the Graduate School of Media and Communication at Aga Khan University. I think the frustration with how we go beyond COVID is not how we go beyond COVID, is how to continue despite of COVID, and how to marginalize the COVID impact as a pandemic. And this is what you see with Donald Trump, who wants to reopen the economy before Easter because the country is hurting, people are hemorrhaging jobs. And he said the virus, the effect, the measures we are taking to contain the virus are now more devastating than the virus itself, because the economic hurt is now even deeper than the fatalities that it is causing. Now that's Trump's logic. You may or may not agree with it, but it's pretty outlandish. So I think we have refused to understand that our actions have significant, sometimes irredeemable consequences on the planetary balance. What we've done now with oil prices collapsing, with vehicular emissions going down, our skies are getting much clearer because airlines are not flying. Just generally in Nairobi, I'm sure if you talk to gas stations, they'll tell you there's a dip in petrol purchases and all of that, which is good for the environment, but everybody says it's not good for the economy because of the way that we've crafted the socio-economic logic of our existence, which is based on consumption. You have to be out there spending money. Somebody has to be out there producing something, chasing after your wallet. So I guess the real question then is, will we ever get a chance to step back from this and say, wait a minute, what are we doing to ourselves? What are we doing to our planet? What are we doing to the future of our children? We have many arsenals in our toolkit that we could probably deploy to have a more sensible post-COVID discussion in terms of the opportunities that we talked about in education, in commerce, in work, for instance. I think some of the more painful discussions will be, I'm sure many companies are going through this, who are your essential employees? Who do you absolutely need? To right-size organizations, to create an opportunity for excess capacity within organizations to be redeployed somewhere else in parts of the economy where they're needed. So these are the kind of harder conversations that we must have. Do we need these big edifices called offices? How do work arrangements work differently? For education, it's going to cost some serious rethinking of the model of delivery of education, both basic and tertiary, especially the blend between practical education and theoretical formulations of academic presentations. So that's kind of the conversation we need to be having. How is this going to work going forward? But the world, as I said, is going to be very, very different, and for some people extremely scary. We won't recognize the world that we reimagine if we all live to survive post-COVID. People are talking about the Spanish flu of 1918 and how it changed the face of the world. Is this another opportunity for us to change? New York is the new epicenter in North America. We've seen the catastrophe that Italy has become. Spain is following, and we have Germany as well. We don't know where the African epicenter is going to be. So again, as all these things emerge, it changes those towns. People have compared how New York is changing to just 9/11. Post 9/11 is one thing that reformulated the logic of New York. Now, this is another one that is also erupting in the world's most versatile, sophisticated, culturally progressive city. It's changing things in ways that we won't recognize after this. So how do we frame the post-COVID conversation? Who's going to lead it? Is it going to be the ecologists who basically say, well, wait a minute? Is it going to be the economists who want to put in tons of money in a global response to reconstitute the economy?